This little package over here contains an old and valuable coin collection that I bought in order to flip for a profit. Now, I'm going to teach you all the different steps that I took from sourcing the product to evaluating the coins and then to selling it so that you too can start your very own coin business or coin side hustle and make some money.
NGC is the sponsor of the Silverpicker YouTube channel, and Whatnot is the sponsor of today's video. Thank you both for your support.
So I got my start buying collections at, ooh, look at that, Morgan Dollar, at all different types of places. Starting out at garage sales, flea markets, estate sales. I would go on Craigslist. I would do all sorts of stuff to get my name out there. And I printed up business cards. Ooh, look at all that silver, really nice stuff. Okay, so I printed out business cards that I would hand out up the wazoo. I did all sorts of stuff to get as much of my name out there as possible. Now we're gonna go through everything, and as we do, I'm going to be telling you every single step I took, so I'm gonna hold your hand along the way so you know exactly how I went from sourcing this to selling it and making a profit. But first, let me thank the sponsor of today's video, Whatnot. If you don't know what Whatnot is an incredible live video auction app in which bidders and sellers come together in real time to buy and sell all sorts of really cool collectibles. And everything you see in this video, I'm going to be selling at my next Whatnot auction, starting everything at just $1. That's right. Even if the coin is worth $100, I'm starting it at $1. It's incredible. And every single one of you watching right now can walk away with a free silver coin. How? Well, if you use my link, whatnot.com/invite/silverpicker to download the app, you get $15 in Whatnot credit to spend on anything you want at my auctions or anybody else's. And I always have silver coins in the buy it now for $15. So you're guaranteed to get a free silver coin just for using my link. But it gets even better. Yes, there's more, as they say. Now Whatnot has opened the floodgates to anyone who wants to sell on Whatnot, and you can apply using my link. The link's on the screen. If you do, Whatnot will match your first $150 in sales 1-to-1. So if you sell $50 worth of collectibles, they're going to give you an extra $50 on top of the 50 you sold, all the way up to 150. So if you sell $150 worth of stuff, you're walking away with $300. So you don't want to sleep on any of these deals. But anyway, let's get back to business and learn how to make a profit in the coin business. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do when you make contact with the person you're buying from, whether you're buying from them in person or whether you're buying from them online, is you need to make sure that you have all the terms of the deal set before you even start evaluating it. You want to make it as transparent as possible. So I tell them, this is what I pay for the coins, this is what they're worth, this is what my profit is. In this case, I said, I am going to pay 75% of the market value of the collection. And how is it going to work? You're going to send me the coins, I'm going to create a spreadsheet, you're going to see what every single coin is valued at, what my offer is, 75%, and then I'm going to pay you either via Zelle or PayPal. So the first thing I do is I unpackage everything and organize it, and then I start one by one adding things to my spreadsheet and evaluating them. So why don't we start with these $50 first. It's an interesting way you package them, but ooh, listen to that. Don't you love that sound? Come on. Come on, don't you love that? You guys are gonna eviscerate me in the comments for shaking them, but that's okay. I'm used to it. So it looks like we've got 4 Franklin halves, and we're gonna start with those. Now let's take a look at the spreadsheet, see how I set it up. Now, you can just copy this spreadsheet and make your own, or you can go to the description of this video, use my link to my website, thesilverpicker.com, and you can download it for free. Yes, it's my gift to you guys to start your business off right. Now, let's take a look at these columns I have over here. I've got item, type, country, value, quantity, total value, and offer, and then a couple of little widgets over here. We'll get to that. So let's start it off just by typing in Franklin half dollars. This way we know exactly what we're talking about. It's a good description. Then we pick the type. In this case, it's a coin. You could use the drop down to pick currency, silver bullion, gold bullion, or face value. Then we've got country, in this case, USA. This just helps for when you need to filter things and understand what you're selling or rearrange things to make it easier to read. And then comes value. This is the most important part. Now, I'm not gonna go in depth into how I value coins in this video because I've done an in-depth video on it, which you can check out in the card on the top right of your screen, and it is worth watching. But in general, I'm mostly using eBay sold listings so that we have a very up-to-date, universally accepted value of the coins. So in this case, silver Franklin half dollars go for about $12 a piece. And how many do we have? Well, we've got 4 of them. and that will automatically calculate the total value of $48 and the offer of $36, which is 75%. So we come over here to these little widgets. The offer is the only one you're going to edit, and you're going to put in 75%, or if you're paying 70% or 60% or 80%, whatever it is, you put it in there. Then as we continue adding coins, you'll see that the total value goes up and the total offer goes up. So by the end, the person you send this to, the person selling the coins, will be able to have a quick peek and see what is the total collection worth and how much am I actually going to get for it. And that way the whole thing is very transparent and very, very fair. So next up, we've got a couple of other half dollars. We've got 2 Walking Liberty half dollars and 2 40% Kennedy half dollars. Nice coins. They are indeed cleaned, like in that case it's very, very obvious, but they're still worth their silver value and even a little bit more, even though they're cleaned. And we're going to continue on to these quarters. And we don't even have to take them out of the package. We can see that there are 3 90% silver quarters, and we've got 1 80% Canadian quarter. So those I'm going to put those over here, save some time, and add those to the spreadsheet. Now, I'm not going to show you every single spreadsheet as we go, because that would be boring for you guys, but you'll see at the end exactly how it all works out. Now again, we've got some war nickels over here. Now these I want to take a look at, just because it's a little bit hard to see through the plastic whether or not they are all indeed war nickels. They are indeed war nickels. These are all really nice bread and butter coins. Now, of course, we've got some heavy hitters. These are, of course, at least this one is cleaned, unfortunately. This is in 1898. So it's not a rare date, it's cleaned, which means it's really just gonna get the base value, which is, in today's market, $35. So it's not the best, but Morgan dollars are Morgan dollars, and silver is silver, and I ain't gonna complain about that. What else do we have on these dates? This one is like plated with something. We're gonna have to check to make sure these are authentic, of course, as well. That's a really important thing. Like certain things, nobody's faking war nickels, right? So I don't have to check these to make sure they're authentic. I can tell just by looking at them. But these bad boys, these I'm gonna have to weigh and measure to make sure that they actually fall within the tolerances of a real Morgan dollar. Well, I guess I can just show you how I do it. Now, normally I'll weigh it and also check the diameter, but that's for another time. For now, let's just weigh it. A real Morgan dollar is supposed to weigh 26.73 grams. And this one weighs 26.69. That's a perfectly acceptable tolerance. These are indeed authentic Morgan silver dollars, but they are all cleaned and not in great shape, so they're gonna all be valued at 35 bucks a piece. Next up, we've got a bunch of silver dimes, and it looks like we've got a mishmash of US silver dimes and Canadian silver dimes, and for the US ones, it looks like we've got both Mercs and Rosies. So we're gonna divide those up. Now, of course, I should point out that I always go through every single date in order to make sure that there are no key dates in there. If there's a key date, I list it separately. Now, let's take a look. And as it turns out, there are no key dates. There are 17 Mercs, 2 Canadian silver dimes, and 2 silver Roosevelt dimes. Then we move these guys off to the side, and we've got another one of these with loose coins, and this one has some random stuff. It looks like it's got some silver bullion as well as a peace dollar in there. Some interesting stuff indeed. Let's take a look. Got a 1922 peace dollar. It is in god-awful condition. That will be a $30 coin. We also have 2 1-gram fine silver bars. This, of course, is from the Valcambi Combi bars, which I actually have for sale in my whatnot. Got it upside down over there. But these are both 999 fine silver 1-gram bars, quote unquote. We've got ourselves a little 10-gram Geiger bar. These are really beautiful. They all have a beautiful serial number on the back. Unfortunately, this one's not in its case, but still worth some cash. And this one is an Egyptian style little silver round. It looks like it is 999 fine silver, and it says it's 1/10 of a troy ounce. All right, so we finished with all of this stuff, and now let's take a look at what else we've got left. All right, so we'll take a look at this stack to start. And why don't we just start rifling through it and see what we've got. We've got a 2009 S, he says it's 90%, but it's in these 2x2s, so you're gonna have to check. Now, I like to just bend it back a little bit and see, is the rim actually all silver? And in this case, it is. So I can trust that. I also know the guy a little bit. You know, we've been emailing for years. So I'm gonna just trust him on this without taking these out of the 2x2s, and I'll review them all off camera just to be sure. So, okay, we've got 2009S, 2010S, 2010S, 2009S, 2009S. Now, I know that there's no difference in value between those years, so we're going to add these to the spreadsheet. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 silver-proof modern Kennedy halves. These are 90% silver. Then we've also got some of these state quarters, also proof 90% silver. And again, I'm going to do a little quick check, a little tough for you guys to see on camera maybe, but it is indeed all silver. So this is 2005, 2006, we've got Minnesota, we've got North Carolina, we've got Michigan, we've got Wisconsin, and then we've got a couple of these guys. We'll get to that in a second. So I actually know that these are all worth about the same. So these are gonna go right in the spreadsheet, all as state quarters silver proofs. Now what else do we got here? We've got a 1977 proof, and you can see this is indeed a proof, but look there. It is not silver, you can already see. So this is not the silver variety, it's just a 77 proof. This is a 1972, and this guy is actually not proof, nor is it anything special. It's not silver, it's not proof. So this is actually one of those examples where I'm going to pay him face value. Now off camera, I will weigh this, double check it just to be sure that it's not silver and I missed something. And we've got another 1977 proof. With this one, let's take a look. Oh, I popped that out accidentally, it happens sometimes, but this one is not silver. So we're gonna value those and put them all in the spreadsheet. Next up, let's take a look at this old pile. All right, we've got ourselves a steel cent, another steel cent, another steel cent, another steel cent. It says mint state, but that is not mint state, and you never go by what is on here. Remember, you saw me checking the silver ones earlier. Now we've got some Indian head cents, and these guys I'm gonna check for key dates. 1895 is not a key date. We've got a toner, right? Depending on the toning, I do pay extra. This guy is not quite nice enough for me to consider that tone worth anything. 1890, 1896. Wheat cents, this is a 1909, not a VDB, and also not worth $15. We will get to that. 1906, 1906, 1882. This one is indeed a little bit nicer. It's a little tough to check. There we go. That's much better. We'll have to see if that's actually 45 bucks or not. I don't think it is, just based on my experience. Just because they call it AU doesn't mean it's AU. But in any case, 1895, and that's it for the Indian head cents. And we've got ourselves an 1851 large cent, coronet style. It does have a little bit of oxidization on there and a little bit of damage. So that is indeed a damaged coin. Oh, it's got a whole bunch. That is a damaged coin right there. We got ourselves an 1847 in much better shape. It actually does also have a little bit of damage you can see there on the stars. I don't know what happened. Somebody whacked it with a hammer or something. And we've got ourselves a 1903 V-nickel. And hey, a little seeded coin. We've got an 1887S seeded Liberty dime. And we've got ourselves an 1839 no drapery seeded dime as well. Let's go add these to the spreadsheet. And this guy, while I was looking this up, first of all, even if this was AU, it would probably be closer to like $35, but this is an excellent condition coin in terms of eye appeal and on the obverse, but we actually have a lot of damage on the rim. We have little chunks taken out of the coin, and that brings us down to just a damaged coin. It is a slightly better date, so this is like a $4 coin, not a $45 coin. You always have to check, compare, and evaluate the coin based on what the coin is, not what the holder says. We've got this 2004 mint set. Check that we've got both pieces in there. Then we've got this hunk of 5 ounces of fine copper. Blah, blah, blah. I do not like these, but you know, I'm gonna pay him what the market value is. It's worth 15 bucks. I hate that this is worth 15 bucks, but hey, that's what it is. That's the market value. Okay, so we've got a silver PCGS MS67 1974 S Eisenhower dollar. We've got a 1941 D NGC Mint State 65 full bands. That's what FB is. Full bands. That's a nice coin right there. We've got a PCGS 2002 S Deep Cameo Proof 69 nickel and a 2008 S Proof 69 Deep Cameo as well. Put in the comments which of these you think is my favorite. I'll see who's right. All right, and last but not least, we've got these banknotes, and this is pretty cool. This has 5 4s, so that's a semi-fancy serial number. Let's see, maybe some of these are also semi-fancy. This one is, no, it's sort of trying to be, but it's not. 10 silver certificates. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've also got 10 of these $2 US notes, also different years, of course. You can see the difference. This one has the seal on the right, and this one has the seal on the left. And then, last but not least, we've got one big ol' horse blanket dollar. And of course, he did say in his note that some of these have multiple bills, so I checked all of them, and this guy does indeed have 3 horse blankets in there. And feast your eyes upon the entire collection in all of its glory. And this was really the perfect collection to show off, to give you guys an idea of how I buy and sell collections. I mean, it had everything. It had currency, it had graded coins, it had US type coins, it had proof coins, vintage and modern, junk silver, numismatic coins, graded stuff, bullion. Really, it had a little bit of everything. So why don't we take a look at the final spreadsheet and show you what I'm going to be sending to the seller. So we can see here the completed spreadsheet, and it has all the different coins that I'm going to be buying from this seller, and now it's all organized, so there's no mystery. He knows exactly what I value the coins at and exactly what my 75% offer is for each individual coin, and then of course for the total. And you can see here that I value the collection at $855.65, and 75% of that, of course, is $641.99, which means that I'm going to make about $200 off of this collection. Now remember, if he wanted to sell each of these coins individually on eBay, first of all, he would still pay a 10% fee, so he'd be getting 90% of the value, and he would have to do a whole lot of work valuing the coins himself, shipping them, packing them, posting them, etc., etc. So my fee for all of that is $200, 75%. So he's paying an additional 15% over what he would be paying on eBay to do all the work himself, which is completely reasonable. I'll make $200 off this deal. Not the most amazing deal in the world, but you stack enough of these together and you've got yourself a business. Now, I really hope you learned something in this video, because this would have been so important to me had I had this 15 years ago when I started the business, and I'm hoping that this is helpful for you. So again, do all the things I said in the video. Be fair, be honest. Get out there, do the hard work to source these collections, value them, and then sell them and make yourself a nice profit. If you like this video, I'd love it if you'd hit the like button. It really helps me out, helps me share this video with more people. And of course, if you like videos like this, I make them every single week, so you best hit that big old red subscribe button. Anyway, I've got a lot more awesome stuff coming down the pike, so stay tuned, and until then, Silver Picker out.
A huge thank you to all of my wonderful patrons. You guys are amazing. If you're not yet a patron and want to become one, the links are below, and I can't wait to meet you in our private Discord server.